Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Akana's The Importance of Knowing Your Blood Type, the 5 steps to generational health. My name is Kayaetta Cooks, and I'll be your presenter tonight. It is June 26, 2025 at 6:03 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Chicago, Illinois. Akana, which means in the hands of God, was founded in 2019. So, yes, we're celebrating our 6 years of success as a CBD wellness company. And over the next few minutes, I am going to share with you something that absolutely changed my life. And the question that was asked to me was, do you know your blood type? And at the time, unfortunately, I was unable to answer that question. Well, guess what? The caring and loving distributors and coaches and medical advisory board made sure that I had the opportunity to find out that I was an AB positive, which is the rarest blood type. And we'll get into that in a minute. But I want you to know that when I was introduced to the company, I was experiencing rapid weight gain. My blood pressure was out of control. I was on 2 to 3 different medicines. I had migraine headaches every day, barely could walk up and down the stairs. I used to love heels, used to love dancing, and all of that was coming to a halt until I met Akana and until I learned my blood type. And so we're going to talk to you today about some things that have been plaguing the United States and all across the world. So we're going to start with the health crises that is affecting the United States. And so when we're talking about the health crises, I want you to know that there are 4 major health crises that we were able to identify that has become a serious problem in the world. And that's going to be heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and a shortened life. See, we understand that heart disease is the number 1 leading cause of death. In fact, 1 out of every 5 persons will experience a heart attack, an aneurysm, or a stroke. And there is cancer following right behind heart disease, being responsible for killing at nearly 600,000 people annually. And when we're looking at diabetes, we're talking about a epidemic where in fact it's been shown on record that we have given birth to the first generation that is most likely not to outlive their parents. We have our children coming in already with diabetes, and so we're looking at overall a shortened life, whether it's due to cancer, due to heart disease, due to diabetes, whether it's due to stress, anxiety, or a violent environment, just an unhealthy environment. These are the top 4 health crises that we are ignoring. And I'm telling you that if we continue to ignore it, our lifelines will be devastated. And so when we're talking about devastation, the first problem, the most common problem, when we dig a little deeper in the United States, we found out that we have simply, as our CEO Melissa Boston has coined, been a victim of suicide. What do I mean by that? We are digging our graves with our fork. So when we look at our original diet was nutrition to us, right? Our fruits and vegetables came out the ground and off the trees. They were delicious. There wasn't all of this stuff that was being sprayed on our fruits, right? And vegetables. But then we had our new diet because of the consumer's demand to consume food. We've migrated into a new diet that have devastated the whole world. And this new diet consists of all types of toxins, all types of trans fats, right? And so it has begun to clog our arteries and cause drastic results when it comes to our health. And when we're talking about food, especially saturated fats, we're talking about clogged arteries, which has led us to understand that heart disease is the not only the number one killer, it is a silent killer. Why do I say that? Because in 2020, nearly 700,000 people died from cardiovascular disease. And as I said before, about 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent. The damage is done, but what's even worse is the person is not even aware of it, and now it's too late. In fact, when we're looking at today's statistics, we're talking about an alarming number of 14 and 19-year-olds are showing as much as 40% blocked arteries. And do you know the significance of age 45 for African Americans? Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be dangerous atherosclerosis levels, meaning clogged, completely blocked arteries. So here you have a picture of a clean, beautiful artery. When we're first born, coming into the world, we're experiencing optimal health because there's no blockage at all. You have an outer wall and an endothelium, which is the inner wall, that is thin, which allows blood to flow throughout and oxygen in the blood to flow throughout without restriction. But over a period of time, optimal becomes borderline, where plaque begins to thicken up and the outer wall and the endothelium wall, which is the inner wall, begins to thicken up. And now we're talking about slight restriction, but optimal becomes borderline. Borderline becomes high, and then high becomes dangerous levels of atherosclerosis, which means there's blocked arteries. So what does that mean? What that means is by the time you're 45, you are 2 times more likely to die from heart disease. Now, I don't know about you, but when I heard that and when I experienced that in my own family, I knew that I had to become a part of something, someone, some organization, some company, some product that was providing solutions to make a change. And then I found Akana. And Akana's vision is this. Akana's vision is a world where everyone has access to nutrition and resources they need, not just want, but need to thrive, creating healthier, more resilient communities. And through personalized wellness for your blood type, and might I add, more affordable than all before, we're breaking cycles of disease and poverty, empowering families to build a legacy of health and wealth for generations to come. Now, I don't know about you, but when I heard that vision, I said, sign me up, because that sounds like exactly what I want for myself and my family. So we talked about the crises. Now, I want you to know that getting to the root of things means that you got to understand why. So I kind of has identified 5 key reasons why these problems impact our communities. Let's get into it. Number one reason is going to be the lack of understanding blood types. See, I did not understand it, but once I began to do something about changing my diet because I found out about my blood type, things for me began to change. And so, what Akana is committed to doing, and what we're asking you to do, is join us hand in hand to help 1 million families, just like they helped mine, learn their blood type. Why? Because there are 4 blood types: A, B, O, and AB. And I want you to know that your blood type is a powerful genetic fingerprint that identifies you surely as your DNA. And when we're talking about a blood type A, you're an agrarian, nature's vegetarian, prone to digestive and heart issues. So, guess what that means? Red meat, shrimp, crab, lobster, and dairy can be especially harmful to a blood type A. They are naturally creative and inventive, yes, and blood type A's require peace and harmony. So when you put a blood type A into that environment, you'll see them retreat and go looking for a more natural, creative, and inventive environment that has peace and harmony. That's a blood type A. And a blood type B, formerly known as being barbaric, they're more of a balanced nature, right? So they thrive on a diverse diet, but chicken, shrimp, crab, and lobster can disrupt their health. Now, they have a more balanced immune and digestive system, and they are resilient. But blood type Bs tend to suffer from autoimmune diseases, IBSs, and other issues. And if you're a blood type O, the oldest blood type, the most ancient blood type that exists? Well, blood type O's thrive on high protein diet. However, catfish, pork, dairy, refined carbs, white wine, and gluten can cause significant issues. They have a strong immune system and a digestive system too. However, they tend to experience more ulcers, arthritis, and thyroid issues. And if you're a B like me, your blood type is more complex and modern, the rarest blood type, blending traits of A and B. They must balance their diet between the A and the B, and they must, absolutely must have a dietary restriction of both types for optimum health. So if you know your blood type, go ahead and put it in the chat. That's right, my AB sister Vanessa, ABs, right? So most of the time when I ask people, what's your blood type? They usually say, you know what? I don't know. It used to be on the back of our ID. But I wonder why it isn't anymore, right? And usually, if you're an O, you'll say, all right, well, I'm a blood type O and I'm a universal giver. True indeed. But I just shared some information with you that was so vital that might be very detrimental or very healthy and nutritionist for you. Now, you might be thinking, I don't know my blood type. I'm glad you're thinking that because guess what? You need to know your blood type. Why? Because knowing your blood type is the key to unlocking your body's nutritional blueprint. And your blueprint and your blood type is the single most important determinant in how your body interacts with the food you eat. And if those foods will cause three things: inflammation, digestive problems, and or weight gain. So I want to pause right here for a second because I hope you had got some paper and a pen and you're writing down these notes and taking snapshots of this information so that you can review it again. And then I also want you to write down people who have come to mind who you love, care, and support, who may be going through these issues, who may have the very things that we are talking about, dealing with these things. You want to write their name down. Why? Because we have these types of informational phone calls and Zooms every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central. We have another one, another opportunity on Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then on Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then we'd love for you to come on down if you're in Chicago to visit us at the headquarters at the Wellness Lounge on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So as I continue, start writing those names down. So getting back to the blood type. Our immune system is designed to protect us from lectins. Lectins are in the food that we eat. So 95% of lectins are sloughed off by the body. However, 5% find their way to filter into the bloodstream. And when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, there is a reaction with white and red blood cells that not only do they react, they destroy them. So when that happens, your immune system then is compromised. And you might as well say it opens up the floodgates for sickness and disease. So when we're talking about eating right for your blood type, there is a book that Dr. Peter J. Diamo released in 1996, a revised and updated version that is more extensive than the original one, based off of decades of research that doctors and pharmaceutical companies have been fighting to keep from us from knowing. And that's called Four Blood Types, Four Diets, Eat Right for Your Type. I want to encourage you to get that book, read that book, or listen to the audio because it just might change your life. And so when we're talking about a sample avoid list, I want you to remember that one person's food is another person's poison. And although this is just a sample list, I want you to know that these are foods considered toxic for the various blood type. Go ahead and take a snapshot as we talk about A's that have that tomatoes, bananas, red meat, potatoes, and shrimp is toxic to the blood type. B's is chicken, avocado, black beans, shrimp, crustaceans like seafood, crabs, and shrimp. Poison to the blood type B. Catfish, avocado, oranges. Yes, oranges. White wine and cashews. Poison to the blood type O. And A's, fried fish. I'm sorry, chicken, bananas, black beans, avocado, shrimp, everything that I was eating almost every day, killing me, toxic to your blood type. Learn your blood type? Absolutely. Why? Because the power is in your hands to break the generational cycle of disease and sickness. So think about it. If they give you the wrong blood, it could kill you. Yes or no? Yes, right? So if you eat the wrong food, think about it. It could be slowly killing you too. And you might be thinking, wow, Kayaetta, you laying this on thick tonight. Absolutely. And you might be thinking, why am I just learning that food impacts my blood cells based on blood type? I'll tell you why we're just now hearing about it. If it isn't taught in medical school or created by Big Pharma, it isn't promoted in the United States. In fact, it's big business equals profits over people. That's the celebrated equation in the United States. So when you think about cigarettes, who that's highly promoted, highly addictive, yet and highly profitable, but yet highly connected to cancer and heart disease and trans fats. That's highly addictive, you know, the shelf life and the affordability, right, increases the profit margins, but highly connected to again heart disease, cancer, inflammation, and disease, right? 5G cell phones connected right to the upgrades, right? A 5G cell phones, time to upgrade, highly promoted, but highly connected to cancer, genetically modified organisms. How hard is it to find food that wasn't created in the lab? Fruits and vegetables that have seeds, right? We have to be careful of that because it's highly connected to health issues, chronic health issues, and milk. Oh, highly promoted. It does a body good. It helps with your bone density. Does it? Right? Do they also tell you that it's does not do your body good because it gives you all kind of inflammation, right? Transfers all kind of virus and mucus and sickness and disease in the milk, right? Big business equals profits over people. So you might be thinking, what countries adhere to the blood type philosophy? Japan does. I'll tell you what country doesn't. United States. In fact, there are foods that are not allowed in other countries that are allowed in the United States. I was speaking to a Romanian that was here the other day, and he said, "Oh, the food here just tastes so amazing. It has stuff in it that we can't eat at home." But yet he looked absolutely amazing for his age. And so when we're looking at how is that tied in, right, to the fact that life expectancy here is so much less than anywhere else, we're looking at a statistic that says that Japan comes in at first place with longevity. In fact, they are celebrating the most of their centennials. But when you look at the United States, we're talking about 50th place, and we're supposed to be the most powerful, most richest country on record, right? 76 years of age is the average age expectancy for the average American. But when we bring it on home into our community, we're talking about 71.8 is the average left life expectancy in our community. Matter of fact, I was just reading my friend's obituary, who had passed away. He wasn't even 40 yet. Grew up with him, taught him in children's church, and don't even know the cause. They said just passed, made his transaction peacefully. I don't know how peaceful that can be at 45 with 3 children, right? But I want you to know that we can have a life of longevity if we follow the blood type diet, because anecdotal evidence, in spite of doctors, in spite of pharmaceutical professionals saying, oh, there's no evidence, but yes, it is. How? Because there's millions of people that are reporting positive improvements by adhering to the blood type practices. So you can protect yourself from common viruses and infections and take a stand against life-threatening diseases. And you can achieve your ideal weight, slow the aging process, and cleanse your body of toxins and unhealthy fats. And so we're here tonight to talk to you about that, right? And so that's the number one reason. The number two reason for the health crisis is going to be dangerous levels of oxidation. See, researchers have finally identified one of the most important contributors to heart disease, wrinkles, cancer, arthritis, and many of the other problems associated with getting older. See, when we eat food, not only do we ingest it, consume it, right? What begins to happen after it begins to experience oxidation. So it begins to rust our bodies. But the answer to oxidation is going to be antioxidants. So when you add antioxidants to your diet, like fruits and vegetables that are loaded with plant compounds called phytonutrients, which also have antioxidant abilities in it, some phytonutrients have shown to even disable cancer causing substances as well. When you add antioxidants to your diet, guess what? You can be proactive instead of reactive. How about we take a stand on that, right? And then the third reason is going to be omega-3 deficiencies. And when you have a deficiency of omega-3s, which is the healthy fat, right? Here's what happens. You experience cardiovascular health, which increases the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and high blood pressure. You also experience cognitive decline, which increases the risk of depression, anxiety, Alzheimer's, and dementia. You also experience chronic inflammation, which accelerates the progression of diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and autoimmune disease. Metabolic health, absolutely, because it contributes to weight gain, obesity, and metabolic syndrome, not to mention not a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Yes, you can have a fatty liver and not drink a day in your life. And when that happens, because of the lack of omega-3s, it could cause a progression to liver cirrhosis or liver cancer. It also affects your immune function, which weakens the it weakens your immune function, making the body more susceptible to infections. And when we talk about bone health, it increases the risk of osteoporosis. It increases the risk of osteoporosis. I just want to make sure that you all can still see my screen. 1 second. And if you could please mute your line for me. Okay, great. All right, so bone health, it increases the risk of osteoporosis, leading to fractures and a higher risk of complications, especially in older adults. So when we're talking about oxidations, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry, I'm having a problem with my screen. Okay, I'm gonna stop for just 1 second and reshare. Okay, great. All right. The fourth reason for the health crisis is going to be an unhealthy gut. See, 70% of our immune system is in our gut, and our gut is actually called a microbiome. So if you hear microbiome, just know that that's your gut. And when gut issues arise, they arise when our diet includes the improper food choices and lacks sufficient fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics. So here's signs of an unhealthy gut. We're talking about digestive issues. If you're not going on a regular basis, preferably twice a day, if you're missing days, then you may have an unhealthy gut. Because what happens is that it stays in you. What you eat, it stays in you. And it doesn't just disappear, right? What it does is it filters into your bloodstream as toxin. And so we're talking about weakened immune system, consistently getting sick time after time, no matter what you take. In fact, you experience malabsorption where nothing you take is absorbing into the bloodstream and into your body and into your gut. You have an unhealthy gut. What about nutritional deficiencies or inflammation, skin problems, mental health challenges, weight management, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune conditions? If you're experiencing any of those signs, then you may have an unhealthy gut. And then the fifth reason is going to be a parasite invasion. See, when you have a parasite invasion, there's three things that happen. You have chronic infections and inflammation, where it leads to heart disease, diabetes, chronic fatigue, and autoimmune disorders. There's been parasites in the presence of autopsies. And when parasites invade your body, they invade your organs, your brain, your lungs, and liver. And when we're talking about your brain, when parasites invade your brain, it causes depression, anxiety, and even schizophrenia. So all of these issues that we talked about, most people go to the doctor and they tell, "Hey, I'm experiencing this. I'm experiencing fatigue. I'm experiencing headaches." Now, could be having parasite invasions. If, in fact, if you have never intentionally not just killed parasites, but killed and removed the parasites from the body, you're in trouble. And so these five reasons have caused heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and just flat out a shortened life. And so my mom always talked about when you bring a problem to the table, you should have a solution. And so I knew I was at the right place at the right time with the right company, right? Because Akana has solutions. They came up with a 5 steps to generational health. Because we understand if you do not know your blood type and if you have not been eating according to your blood type, you have clogged arteries. Your body has been compromised, right? And so we need to unclog the arteries. We need to cleanse your blood cells and refuel them. And we need to empty out that gut in a natural and organic way. Now, before I present the solutions to you, I legally have to give you this disclaimer. See, our products is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided herein is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professionals. If you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or having a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements. Individual results may vary. Now, I always like to add this here. We have an amazing medical advisory board comprised of doctors, naturopaths, and napropaths, and nurses that have been in the industry for over 40, 20, 30, 40 years. And so we have hundreds of years combined of medical expertise, and we have proven results from people who have used our products, and we are simply focused on bringing that body back into balance. So let's get into number one solution. The number one solution to the health crises we're ignoring is to know your blood type. So your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than race, culture, or geography. It is a genetic blueprint for who you are and a guide to how you can live most healthfully. And solution number two is going to be to learn what's best for you. See, food that heals one can harm another. So your blood type does matter. The food you eat does matter. Doesn't your health matter? If I don't know not one person that says, I don't want to live a healthy life, right? We do. We want to be able to have a healthy life so we can enjoy this life, right? And then your legacy matters, right? The generations that come behind you. So what you do today will affect tomorrow. So when we're talking about tomorrow, let's talk about making a decision today, because the solution number three is to not know your blood type, not only know what foods are healing for you and what foods are killing you, but you want to make a decision to purchase the option that works best for you and your health. That's going to put you right on track with the type of life you want to live when it comes to your health. So let's get into it. Option number one is going to be a blood type support kit. See, this kit includes herbal teas, nutrition, and optional testing for all blood types. It's designed to kickstart the cleansing of your colon and blood. So blood kit number one has a blood type test kit so you can know what's your blood type. It also includes bitters, which is a detox plan. It also includes a detox meal plan, a sample meal replacement shake called the Fuel. It also has an individual digital blood type download. It's absolutely amazing, guys. And that's for only $49.95. Now, you might be saying, I know my blood type already. All right, well, we have option number two for you, which has the same thing in option number one, just without the blood type, and you save $10. But I say to skip the saving the $10. Go ahead and get option number one so you can save somebody's life, okay, by helping them know their blood type. So let's get into this package here. See, first, when you're talking about detoxifying, you want to detoxify your blood cells. So the flat belly bitters are a powerful tool for a quick day 4-day detox, primarily due to its impact on digestion and liver function. So here's how it works. It boosts your digestion by stimulating the production of digestive enzymes, bile, and stomach acid, which are essential. It regulates your appetite and reduces cravings for unhealthy foods. It also supports your liver detoxification by filtering out toxins from the blood. It eliminates your fat-soluble toxins through the digestive system, and it alkalizes the body and reduces the inflammation. And last but not least, it's going to improve that microbiome, which is that gut, by promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria and inhibiting harmful bacteria. You might be saying, wow, that's amazing. Absolutely. All in that tea you're going to get in the pack. Not only that, you're going to get that flat belly fuel that comes in a delicious choco berry fusion and a vanilla version. Now, this sample will last you for about 4 or 5 days, and it targets the 5 key problems that we talked about. So it has the blood type support kit. It's the world's first for all blood types. And guess what? It was created right here at Akana. It has antioxidant protection in it. It has loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. It has the gut health, which includes the prebiotic, probiotic, and fiber. And guess what? It eliminates parasites all in this one product, flat belly fuel. And you're going to get a sample of that. Now, you might be saying, I am dealing with a little bit more than just needing a I have some other issues going on. I don't know what it is, but you're going to talk to the person that invited you call. You're going to thank them first and then talk to them about whatever it is that you're dealing with because we have a more personalized wellness plan. That's type. So let's get into it. We have a personalized 7-day refresh. And this nutrient pack program helps cleanse the digestive system, boost the energy, and shed up to 10 pounds, leaving you feeling lighter and revitalized. And this 7-day refresh is only $119. And if you look at the missus over here on the side, day one, it looks like she could possibly be pregnant. And guess what? On day 7, she delivered those babies. She dropped up to 10 pounds of waste, not just weight, but waste that was impacted in her stomach just because she was not eating for her blood type, and it prohibited her digestive system to do what it was naturally created to do. So in this 7-day, you have the purifier, which is a liquid colonic plus a full body cleanse. Most cleanses just focus on the gut. This cleanse is going to cleanse your gut and your blood cells. All right. It also has the eliminator, which removes the parasites and reduce the mucus. Then it's a regenerator. After we've cleaned it all out, guess what? We got to refuel it. We got to restore that body with superfoods, fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics. And that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. You get a QR code where you can scan to download your personalized blood type 21-day regimen, or you can use the neutral meal plan included in the kit, whichever you prefer. But all that for just $119. Now, guess what? You might be saying, hey, you don't know my story. You don't know what I'm dealing with. Guess what? We got something for you too. And this personalized blood type plan is called the 21-day reset. And this program helps detoxify your body, restore balance, and promote significant weight loss of 8 to 25 pounds while building a foundation for lasting health. See, when I started off, it was a 7-day and I lost 13 pounds of waist. But then I was so impressed with the results, no headaches. I could move, the inflammation out of my knees was gone. I mean, it was just amazing that I went ahead and jumped right into that 21-day. And guess what? When they did a bioscan on me, one of the health coaches here did what's called a comprehensive health test, which I'll talk a little bit about in a minute. Um, I was in a crisis stage, which means that I had clogged arteries. I was in trouble. That it was a no-brainer. The reason why my blood pressure was out of control and I was gaining weight and I looked like Billy here on the right, right? But in that 7-day and that 21-day, oh my goodness, I was brought back to balance. Well, on my way to balance. And so this 21-day may be for you. Now it's only $279. Now I know people that have been doing the operations. They've been doing taking all kind of products that will cause all kind of side effects. I want you to know that our products are all natural, all organic, and proven success. I also want to tell you this. We have a special going on. Anyone like special? Put in the chat if you love specials. I want you to know we have a special this month going on. I believe it's 19% or 15%. Now it's 15% for the remaining of the month. So if you're a new customer, you're going to get 10% just because you never purchased with us. But then just because you purchased in the month of June, as we still continue to celebrate Juneteenth, right? freedom from slavery. We're going to celebrate freedom from sickness and disease with that special. So make sure you go ahead and take advantage of that special before the month ends. So let's look at Tanisha, 15 pounds down. Amazing. This young lady, drastic results in 21 days, right? Here's some more results for 21 days. Think they weren't shouting up and down for Akana and the flat belly cleanse? In fact, they've actually joined us as certified wellness coaches or distributors because the proof was in the pudding. And they say, you know what? I want to be a part of this amazing movement. And Yvette, oh my goodness, took off running with her 100-day results by publishing a book, My Guide to Your 100-Day Journey to Better Health. What's going to be your story? Here was Ernestine Davis' story. She said, switching to foods tailored to my blood type helped me lose belly fat, improve my digestion, and achieve fourth place in a bikini contest at 63 years old. Can you believe it? Ernestine Davis on the right. And guess what? Those other two beautiful ladies on the cover of that magazine are entrepreneurs too, using that flat belly fuel and cleansing simply ageless health that starts with your blood type. Now, after we've cleansed you all out, hey, you might have some more aggressive desires like losing more weight. Guess what? We have the solution for you, and it's called Hemp Govy. Hemp Govy is a game changer because you're going to drink your way slim, okay? Hemp Govy is the shot worth taking. And this is a new line of drinkables for us that have had a raving reviews about it, right? So you can ditch those injectables. Don't get them $100 injectables you're getting once and twice a month or other products that you might be using as causing side effects. Throw them in the trash, because you can use hemp Govy and drink your way to a slimmer waist and a flatter tummy. And take a snapshot of this because hemp Govy is simply a game changer. Why? Because it's packed with powerful plant-based ingredients, and hemp Govy works synergistically to target key areas of weight management while promoting overall wellness. So those key benefits are going to be that it burns fat naturally, it boosts metabolism, it curbs the appetite, it supports the digestive health, and it promotes overall balance, right? Bringing that body back into balance. So you might be interested in the hemp Govy, whatever it is. Get back to the person that invited you. Take a snapshot of the 8 key ingredients that makes the world go round with hemp Govy, right? And do your research. And now it's time for elevation. As I shared in the beginning of the call, we are a CBD wellness company. We started off known as Wakana, which is a CBD company. And then we expanded our products even more into wellness. So we want you to know that we formulate our proprietary blends of herbs and botanicals to elevate your well-being. So you might be saying, what is CBD? CBD is a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp. And out of more than 85 different cannabinoids, it is the second most common next to Delta 9, which is THC. Why is that important? Unlike THC, CBD is non psychotropic. And then THCA, what is THCA? It's a compound that naturally occurs in the industrial hemp plant. And out of more than 100 different cannabinoids, THCA is a non-psychoactive precursor to THC found in raw cannabis. When heated through smoking, vaping, or cooking, then that A falls off. It converts to THC, then you have the psychoactive compound. So why is that important? It's important because you can take advantage of that hemp plant um, for a holistic solution. We understand that the endocannabinoid system that was just recently discovered decades ago, right, needs a certain level of cannabis. And so cannabis is looked at can be looked at as a holistic solution for most. Unlike pharmaceuticals that often target single symptoms, cannabinoids interact with the ECS to provide systemic benefits, offering a more natural approach to health and wellness. Simply put, it brings the body back into balance. So when we're looking at that, cannabis and the blood type diet together, then we want you to know that cannabis reduces inflammation, helps manage stress, and improve the digestive system. So if you're blood type A, that deals with lower stomach acid, higher stress, and susceptibility to heart disease, or blood type B, that's susceptibility to autoimmune conditions and nervous system disorders, or no, who deals with higher risk of inflammatory conditions, or arthritis, or over acidity, or blood type AB like me, who are sensitive to digestive and immune stressors, we want you to know by leveraging the properties of CBD and cannabis alongside the blood type diet, individuals may achieve a more balanced, harmonious approach to wellness tailored to their unique biological predisposition. So when we're talking about a solution that includes CBD, a THC, we're talking about our Diamond Star Full Spectrum Hemp Flower. It's a raw cannabis trend, which is THCA, and this raw THCA aligns with plant-based diets, offering therapeutic benefits without the high, similar to juicing cannabis leaves or flowers. So if you're experiencing arthritis, autoimmune disorders, anti-inflammatory issues, neuroprotective issues, multiple sclerosis issues, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, chronic pain, or cancer, the flower may be just what you need. Okay. And then if you have a more serious issues going on, then you might need the Rick Simpson oil, the RSO. And the RSO is CBD and THCA via a oral syringe. And see, a cannabis extract formulated by a Canadian medical marijuana activist using the whole cannabis plant for maximum cannabinoids. It includes THCA, CBD, and terpenes. And so it kind of follows this standard formula to deliver exceptional results. So if you're dealing with more a severe level of pain, anxiety, sleep, Parkinson's, anti-inflammatory issues, stimulating your appetite issues, neurological issues, or antioxidant issues, along with cleansing, you might need to add the RSO. Now we have over 70 plus products, so surely we don't have time to go through all of them on this line. But if you're a coffee lover, we have amazing plant-based coffee that is just absolutely delicious. We have essential oils that I absolutely love. The black seed oil that combats oxidative stress, or the peppermint or the eucalyptus. I mean, I can just go on with our essential oils. They are the purest in town, okay? And then our pain cream, which is our number one seller. If you're dealing with pain in the knees and the back, I'm telling you that pain cream is absolutely phenomenal. And if you're experiencing loss of hair, thinning of hair, our hair care products are absolutely raving with testimonies of people that are so happy to bring that hair back to its full state. And then our culinary products are, you're in the kitchen, we're talking about garlic fire along with some other of our spices that are infused with CBD that are just delicious. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you need, have that conversation with the person that invited you. Now, I talked a little bit earlier about the comprehensive health test. Now, I want you to know that this comprehensive health test, it includes the blood type test kit and a digital download. Now, it's valued at $1,000, right? And it's simply a health GPS where it's going to identify your omega-3 panels, your gut check, your vitamins and minerals, your heart, liver, and kidneys, and it's going to identify where exactly are you. Then let's have a conversation about where you want to be, and then let's put together a solution. Now, if you just want the comprehensive health test and the blood type test kit, the special on the table is $189. However, when you enroll in one of our auto ships, you can add that comprehensive test for just $50. So we encourage you to go ahead and get that test so you can identify just where you are. And my question to you, I know I covered a lot, is going to be, what is your testimony? What health legacy will you create and pass on to future generations? Because food that heals one can harm another. And I promised a real live testimony. So I want to just see who is on the line real quick that can come off mute and just give a 1-minute testimony on how the products have changed your life. Do we have anyone on the line tonight that could share with us?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can. I can. Who am I talking to?
This is Royal.
Hi, Royal. How you doing tonight?
Hey,